Hello, one and all. How are y'all doing tonight? We are back with another chill stream on this November 28th, 2023. So let's see. Let's share this out. We're just over on Metal Stream promoting. So let's do a thing over on the Twitters. I guess the Facebooks. And I guess we will put a link in our Discord. Uh, we'll be sharing something that Alpha Proto, we don't see him in the chat too often, but on my Discord, he shared some song stuff that he did for me. Um, just totally random. Um, so let's see. Okay, I've shared all that. Oh, we do want to go over to thing and share out link for people to come on if they want. Hey, Brendan, how are you this evening? Good to see you here. What's random? Um, Alpha Proto made some theme songs, or what could be considered theme songs for the Canadian Shield. He did three of them. The words are all basically the same, but it's three different styles, if you will. Um, I'm not going to say which one I like at this point. We're going to wait till we get a few more people in here, and we're going to show them off. So or play them, and hopefully everybody will be able to hear them too, because I've got them up in Joshua's Arch Enemy. I guess so. Basically, seeing what works. Yeah, I guess what he did, or are you saying that's what he did? But I just don't want to influence by saying not saying which one that I like the best. I just don't want to influence anybody at this point. But yes, the Alpha Proto that you would see over on John's channel doing what he does, as being pretty good at those guesses for the various drawings. But how are you tonight, Brendan? And how are you? Good night, Spoon. Do comics come with audio now? No, but they don't come with audio. But well, some do, I guess, do or could. I'm doing okay so far. That's good. But they do come. They're made into cartoons and stuff like that. Use stuff on your what you call it, fundraising. Hey, Jr. Oh yes, anybody. If you have, I'm probably going to say this a few times throughout the program. If you have anything that you've done for me or I've done for you and sent you it, if you could send me a copy like JR. I know we were trying to put together the Perusian shield thing. I think I sent you a couple pictures. If you can send them back to me because um, I did get my new hard drive last week. Um, last I think what Thursday actually. Um, but I've tried to get the. Uh, I tried to see whether the program that I was looking at could recognize it and scan it and all that, and it won't. I'm probably at some point going to have to send it into a company. I'm actually probably going to be doing that in the near future for them to take a look at it and see how much it's going to cost. If it's like 300 or 400, I might go for it right away. But of course, if it is, over $1,000, I'm going to wait till I get a job. Pretty good. I've been inspired to make a board game. How are you? What has inspired you to make a board game, and how are you going to make this? Or what type of board game? Good night, Spoon. But oh, sure, pictures should be in Gmail still or resend. Okay, thank you, thank you. Yeah, I wasn't sure whether you downloaded them or not, so I'm not sure whether I have it's still saved in sent stuff or not, but because I'm working on slowly getting back as much as I can, because of course I loaded up a bunch of pictures too. You know, Instagram, Twitter, my couple of group and my page on Facebook. Um, there, oh, I don't remember the inciting incident. Oh, and there's a place that I should go and probably get a bunch of my stuff too. Is what's the name of it? DeviantArt. Probably got a bunch of stuff over there too. I basically want to make the kinds of games I like, but everyone else will enjoy. Okay, so you don't remember what got you to make it, but do you have an idea already for a board game? Goodnight Spoon, a particular one. Like, are you thinking of Scribbattle, the board game, since that was sort of your idea? You tried to get me to do it, but John went and did it, and you helped him develop it. Scribbattle, the home game. I do have a very specific idea for a board game. Okay, but you're not going to share it here because you don't want anybody to steal it. Would we steal your idea for a board game? Well, I know I wouldn't, but who knows about everybody else? Hello, Jim's Landscape LLC. How are you? Yeah, that idea. That idea is like son of a gun. Glad to have you here, Jim. Hope you enjoy. It's just a chill stream, me talking to the chat, interacting, and if I happen to have some panelists come on, us talking about whatever, and we talk about whatever in the. Hey, I'm okay. Hey, I'm okay. Just cold temperature, 20s. Is that that's got to be Fahrenheit, not Celsius, because I think it's less than that Celsius where I am. I'm up here in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada, and hopefully we're still good. It's a pretty complex process. When tried to steal it, it wouldn't be the same. If that makes sense. Yeah, it does to me, anyways. And hello, Captain Finity. How are you? I'm basically turning Indiana Jones into a Euro style board game in the vein of Carcassonne. I have no idea what that is, and I know I mispronounced it. I butchered it, but yeah, we obviously with mummies. You know who'd really like that then? we had a good friend around here called Evan Hobotep. He would really like that. Carcassonne? Carcassonne? Carcassonne. You should see whether you could find that guy. He might be able to help you, Goodnight Spoon. I think he had a solid knowledge of mummies. I'm in Idaho. Oh, okay, cool, cool, cool. I think, well, that's close, but not close. I think it's couple time zones over, or at least one. But yeah, it can get cold here. We had snow here today for, I'd say, the second time because it snowed little while back, but it didn't stay on the ground. It actually stayed on the ground here today. Now, it wasn't a lot, just a little bit more than a dusting or just a dusting, as the saying goes for those who know how snow goes. So much blue in here. Yeah, oh well, my my mods are here. Sometimes we have not so many mods, and sometimes we do. And Evan wouldn't have liked it. He was into betrayal style games and social destruction. He was probably a psychopath or some kind of narcissist. Who's that? Let's see. Dusting snow today. High temps. High 25 tomorrow. High 38 tomorrow. Well, that's definitely better. Um, Unfortunately, I don't know my Fahrenheit that well. Um, for temperatures, of course, I know Celsius a little bit better. Um, Being in Canada, but it's weird. Canada is a real mixture. Some things we do the metric system real well, and both, and don't do the imperial method or the standard method, whatever it's called. Yeah, but there's also an imperial. I think an imperial version of the standard. Pardon? Imperial is feet in inches. Yeah, yeah, and so is standard. Rick, will you buy my board game? Well, I don't know really what it's about yet, so the Indiana Jones part sounds interesting. But yeah, but and then for distance, we can switch between the two. A lot of us, I think, although probably more. And then measurements, if it's like for measuring tables and stuff like that, a lot of us will go in between the two. Um, well, weight again will go in between the two, and I think more the liquid stuff is. Oh, cool, cool. Well, here, um, let me do something for you there, Jim. Hey, Tim. Uh, uh, I'll give him stand. If you want to put a link to your channel, feel free, Jim. It's about artifact collecting artifacts. You like art and facts, So it's a no-brainer. Good one, good one. What's up, Tim? Not much. Just talking about this, that, the other thing. You know what? I'm not sure whether you want to come on or not, Tim. I'm going to send you the link in Twitter. You don't have to come on, but if you end up wanting to come on, there we go. Uh, uh, Blue Jacket feels good too. I can post my Star Trek fan family. Oh yeah, for sure. I like Star Trek. I think we got a few Star Trek fans here. I know I like Star Trek. How you can put it in the chat too, Rick. I know, but that would mean I'd have to click something and go over to his channel and do it. I'll let him do it himself. I'm not using Twitter because of the crap they put on. There might be a porn site at the rate they're going. Well, I think that's highly unlikely with Twitter or X. A lot of that stuff, Twitter has become less of a cesspool since Elon bought it. It's still, yeah, there's probably still parts of it that are. Oh, and you probably mean the link for the. If you want to come on, Brandon, I can probably go over to Facebook and give it to you. Uh, oh, okay. Oh, I will check that out later. Yeah, let me. I just subbed to you. Yes, it is. Good night, Spoon. Let's see. So there, if you want to come on, Brandon, I get put the link in. Okay, hold on a sec, Tim. There we go.
Hey, Rick, what you doing, brother?
What am I doing? Not much. I'm doing pretty good too.
Oh yeah, yeah. You doing any writing or you working on
I
possible
wrote.
projects?
Well, I'm not sure whether you know who Tank Farrett is. He was on last week.
Oh, I know
Uh,
who Tank Farrett is.
yeah, we were. He's talking about doing some sort of project about, and I forget what. And he was saying about needing a 4-page story, for the
Oh,
Canadian Shield. And I've got like 2.5, 3 pages of that written.
Oh, you're gonna do that? That's cool. Well, I mean, what's the purpose of it? Is it like an anthology of different characters from other people?
Sort of, because he's trying to develop a thing where he does figurines, you know, sort of like my statue that I got from George, but
Oh, it's gonna be
miniaturized.
like a. Is there gonna be like a little booklet that goes with this with the figurine? So there's gonna be like a
Yeah.
four-page comic. Oh, okay, cool. Like those He-Man action figures. Yeah.
Good Night Spoon wants to know if you'll buy his board game.
Well, I really am not in the market for buying board games at the moment, but thank you. Good night, Sue.
Well, he hasn't developed it yet. Very funny spoon. Uh, talking about, huh? Yeah, whatever. Sure, Papa. I've heard stories, but never believed he existed. Said Good Night Spoon. He said the legendary Brendan. Thanks. Jim said about, I guess, subscribing to him. Let's see. And he says he is Commodore 169 on the Twitters, which I might actually be. I'm not sure whether I'm following him yet or not on
Well,
Twitter.
I mean, I
Oh,
already
one
have it.
way to.
Oh, sort of like my character, Melvin.
Oh,
I I kind of feel like Goodnight Spoon is trying to instigate something here. I don't know. I don't know how. I just.
what if I name a character? Oh, yeah. I think he means if he names a character Melvin, will you buy the game? Talking about potential possible future projects is a popular pastime. Yes, it is.
Well, I was kind of working on the scripts for Zed Odysseus 1 and Melvin number 4. You know, my character Melvin.
Yeah.
Oh, he's trying to give me an incentive. Well, if you ever make a board game, I might be in the market to buy a board game in the future. You never know.
Yeah, but the thing is, Good Night Spoon, if you're using his character, shouldn't you give him a copy of the game?
Yeah, well, I never gave him permission to use my character, so that ain't happening.
Yeah, well, that's like I said, if.
But
Yeah.
if he does make a board game in the future, and I happen to have money for that, yeah, sure, I'd buy a game from him. Sure, why not?
What if you didn't like the concept of the game?
Well, that really kind of depends on me, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. That's why I'm asking the hypothetical if question.
Well, I don't deal in hypotheticals when it comes to what I want to buy.
Well, so you'll buy something that you don't like just to be nice to a friend?
What kind of trickery is this? What are you trying to do here, man?
Hey, I'm just asking questions.
Yeah.
Whether they get you in trouble or not, that just might be a bonus.
Archaeology game. That actually does sound interesting. Being angry, are you?
I'm not putting cyborgs in an archaeology game, Rick. It's just a name. Well, Melvin isn't a cyborg.
Yeah, no, it's not a cyborg.
And it would work because he could be helping a cyborg, an archaeologist in the future, learn about
No,
old Earth.
Old Earth has been wiped from memory. So how would they be? How would that work? No one even remembers what Earth is. In fact, no one knows what Earth is.
Well, you could have somebody that does, no, it's a legend, right? So
I say the nay, sir.
somebody could investigating the legend.
No, that's a solid no.
Android? No, he's not an android. He has no mechanical parts whatsoever.
I think an archaeology game would actually be kind of fun, though. Just like I've been trying to convince Dillard to make a board game out of Scribbattle because that would be fun.
Yeah. Well, we were talking about that when he first brought up Goodnight Spoon. First that brought that up, I said, "What are you going to do? Make a thing?" Although I forgot it wasn't Goodnight Spoon that helped develop it to begin with. It was Evan Hotep.
Yeah, exactly.
And nobody cares about history now. Why would archaeologists exist in the future? I'm taking old school archaeology. That's just Pictionary, he says.
But it'd be Pictionary with Scribbattle bucks that you could use to buy certain cards to punish your opponents. It's cooler than Pictionary.
Yeah, combine Pictionary with Monopoly.
Sorta. But and you take that back, Goodnight Spoon. There's plenty of people who care about history, especially when you're not forced to learn it.
Yeah, and just because we're not got a lot of good people interested in it right now, doesn't mean there wouldn't be people in the future. Because of course, look at Star Trek. It has a whole bunch of archaeologists. Just Luke Perry.
Just Luke Perry. Does Luke Perry care about history?
And the priest. There's lots of.
Oh, wait. That's a Fifth Element reference. Well played, Goodnight Spoon. Well played. You sneaky so-and-so. Huh. So are you gonna launch is there gonna be like a launch of Canadian Shield action figures?
I don't know at the moment for that. I haven't talked to Tank in over a week now, or about a week. So I'm not sure what's going on with that. That project's been here and there.
Oh, I see.
Check it out, Rick. Where he jumps down.
Pardon it?
Check it out. Where he jumps down. He's riding shotgun.
You checking it out?
Yes, my cousin's cat is riding on her walker. Hey, Mike, how are you? Thanks for dropping by and hitting that like. Luke Perry passed away, I believe, within the last couple of years. His son Jack is currently a pro wrestler with AEW. Okay. Hey, Herman, how are you doing? I was just telling my cousin about your books the other day. That how you, you know, write your own novels and all that. You're on your third one, right? Editing, editing, yeah.
Check it out. He had to proofread and edit his comment.
And I was saying that the fact that you're in my chat a fair bit, and either by Herman P. Hunter, of course, your real name, Jeff Potts. Goodnight Spoon says Luke Perry is in jail for shooting an intergalactic immigrants and dooming the known universe. I'm working on a revision to the Bible, which is a lot of work and fun at the same time. I'm not. What do you mean by a revision to the Bible, Brandon?
Yeah, I thought the good book couldn't be edited because that'd be considered heresy or blasphemy or something like that.
Well, it depends on what he means. Of course, there's the English version, and then there's a whole bunch of versions out there on some. So I'm just wondering what exactly he means. And then Herman says, "Yes, working on 3 and 4, both come out next year. Awesome." Uh, Herman says, "I'll be back." Good night, Spoon says Bridge. Going by the Hebrew and Greek to a translation called the Geneva Bible.
Yeah,
Uh,
Geneva.
Geneva. Okay, decrypt it. It says good night, Spoon. Okay, I'm still not sure. Do you mean you're reading that one, or are you trying to do some sort of translation yourself, or transliterate? Not translation, but a translation from a translation. A transliteration. Yeah, it's the other one. The one from one that's already in.
Oh,
Kind of like the New King James Version. Okay, so you're doing something like just taking the these and thous out of a King James or something like that. Maybe a trace of Buster says good night, Spoon. Yeah. Okay, well, even make sure you do a lot of studying, because I would say for doing something like that, because it's all I get all right definitely to take the these and thous out and putting in, this and that and the and stuff like that. Just make sure you don't change the meaning. Because unfortunately, and I'm not saying you would do this, but unfortunately, that's how we get cults. Sometimes is like the JWs and the Mormons. The JWs, they just put out a version of the Bible themselves, and the guy had no knowledge of translating and all that, and just put out a version of his own. And like I said, I'm not saying you're doing that, Brandon. It's just in that doing something like that, you got to be careful.
Well, to be fair, the Jehovah Witnesses kind of believe that the angel Michael came down to earth and became Jesus, even though that's not even in the Bible.
Yeah, but that's based on the guy that did that whole messing up with their Bible too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's no. It's not even mentioned in the Bible.
Yeah,
And then
I
and
know,
then
I know, I know, but also in their Bible, the New World Translation, they they take all most, if not all, the passages that refer to Jesus' divinity out.
yeah, and then I think the Mormons, their book comes from tablets that they've never even seen
Yeah,
that don't exist.
yeah, the Book of
And
Mormon, which is supposed to be a bunch part of the Isaiah and some other stuff.
yeah.
Um, but even they,
Well, they used to be in
the
their book. Go ahead.
yeah, but
They
even
used to,
they mess they mess with it more in interpreting it or whatever. Well, again, because
well, their book is a
Joseph,
lot of hogwash. That's why.
yeah, yeah, of course, Joseph Smith, again, another guy that interpreted things or whatever, that he had no way of knowing what it meant or whatever.
Yeah.
Even for the quote unquote Book of Mormon.
The Book of Mormon used to say that they'd all inherit their own planet.
Yeah, I think it still does, but or one
I'm
of
not
their
sure.
books.
If somebody could tell me where exactly in the Book of Mormon that crap is, I was interested in finding out.
Oh, freaking boy.
At one point, when I get set up again, I might be able to do that because
Yeah,
my mom was really into being able to minister the cult, so she has a lot of stuff on it.
yeah.
Or
Well, you have
you
to-
could you could even look it up probably on YouTube, not
Yeah.
well YouTube or Google or Yahoo or whatever.
Yeah, there's a Pete Holmes joke I thought was pretty funny. Let me see if I can. It talks about like the difference between like what he called the God people and the nothing people. Talking about like what do you call those atheists?
Yeah. No, not good spoon, night spoon, not occult, just cult. Take the OC off. And Rick, why do Church of God people always approach me in the store? Is that the Mormons or I'm not sure who that is. I recognize it.
Church of God. I think they're Seventh Day Adventists or something.
Yeah. If it's Seventh Day Adventist, then I'm not sure. Well, a lot of these cults, although Seventh Day Adventists have they border on being cult nowadays. From what I've learned, they've dialed back a lot of their stout teaching that would make them fall into a cult. So I'm not sure where they stand really, but still,
I'm sharing screen here.
yes, I see. I just saw that.
You are sharing it now?
Yeah,
Tell me if you hear it.
People think God created.
yeah, yeah.
You hear it? Okay, hold on.
People think God created the universe. Some people think nothing created the universe, which is the funniest guess. And the nothing people make fun of the God people. They say God doesn't exist. I'm like, okay, maybe. But you know what definitely doesn't exist? Nothing. That's the defining characteristic of nothing, is that it doesn't exist. So what are we talking about? Either you think it's God, something you can't see, touch, taste, photograph, and science can't prove, or you think it's nothing, something you can't see, touch, taste, photograph, and science can't prove. But I think we can all agree, if your nothing sometimes spontaneously erupts into everything, that's a pretty goddamn magical fucking nothing, you guys. And ask the nothing people, what happens when you die? They'll tell you, nothing. You go into nothing. I'm like, you mean you merge back with your creator? That's heaven, bitch.
Okay, that was good, except for the few curse
Oh yeah,
words.
but still, it made a pretty good point, didn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Might
the
be,
definition of nothing is nothing, and if nothing created everything, that's a pretty magical nothing.
yeah. Good Night Spoon says, might become Pentecostal. They corner me in the stores all the time and quiz me on Bible verses. That sounds something more like a cult would do, although there are some Christians that would do it too.
Honestly, that's kind of a little coming on a little strong there. I mean, the most I've ever done is say, "Hey, you want to go to church with me?" And they say, "No." All right, have a good day.
Yeah.
Bye.
Although I think doing it in the middle of a store is a little,
Intrusive.
yeah. If you're
Yeah.
just on the street, walking down the street, it's a little different. But you're in a store trying to do something, coming up to somebody in the middle of a store.
Is intrusive. I had Mormons
Yeah.
try to pick me up one time. They were wanting to sell me on their version of Christianity. I'm like, no, I'm walking to get picked up by my dad. I already go to a church. I'm a Lutheran. Bye.
Yeah. Okay, well, I know there's not as many people as I'd like here, but we are 40 minutes in, so I'm going to share some. Well, hopefully, people will be able to hear. Let me know when I say, "Can you hear this?" Whether you can hear it,
Right.
Tim. Some songs that Alpha Proto made up for. The lyrics are basically the same. It's just the style that's going to
What
be
is it
different.
for?
Canadian Shield.
Oh, okay. Right. Hit it. I'll mute myself so I don't interrupt.
Can you hear?
I can't hear nothing.
Can anybody in the chat hear it?
Well, if I can't hear it, then they definitely can't hear it.
Oh, they might because you're on this program with me.
Oh, well, that's kind of messed up.
No, you
Yeah.
can't hear.
Yeah. Jay Exner said no.
Yeah, okay, so let's put this back. Properties.
Neither can I, JR. Neither can I.
And so now let's see whether I can get it in through condolences. Can't hear. Uh, edit. No, I don't want edit. Where? You know what? I can probably do it that way. Send downloads, I think. Did you hear that? I guess not. Okay, present.
Pastor Brandon says, "Are you using Firefox?"
Uh, no, it's not because of Firefox. It's it's my combination of OBS and the chill stream here. I don't know why. Okay, maybe just video file. We'll get it. Downloads. Okay, no. Present slides. Where is it? Not Chrome tab window. Media player. Okay, we'll share this. Oh, did we? I don't think we clicked the. Okay, stop sharing. Present. Share screen. Okay, why is that not up there? To share audio tab. To share audio or share tab or screen instead. Okay, item. Okay, I'm gonna just hopefully this shares the audio. You'll have to let me know. Okay, so hide. Okay, I'm about to press play, so let me know if you can hear it, Tim.
Okay.
Could you hear that?
Nope.
Okay, gonna Spoon is saying something here for me. Share screen desktop audio, yeah. Yeah. Put that back up. Put that there. Okay. Stop. Present. Oh, maybe that's. Okay. Entire screen. And hide. And here we go. Can you hear that now? Or could you hear it?
Yeah, I could actually hear it.
Chat, could you hear it? Although you're going to see me here.
Well,
Okay.
Let's hear the whole thing.
Right. Yeah, I was just making sure everybody could hear it first. Okay, so that's the first one. What do you think?
I can imagine it being on a Canadian Shield cartoon, kind of like a '80s style cartoon.
Yeah,
like kind of like the ending credits.
Okay,
is that what it's going to be for?
I don't know. He just made these and shared it with me. So here's the second version.
From the land of the maple where the echoes ring, a hero rises with ancient wings, born of the tribe, bound by the land, a force of nature with a mighty hand. He soars through time, defying gravity. Canadian Shield, the war so bold, a legend of strength, his story untold. Across the ages, he'll rise and fight, unyielding power, taking to the heights. With feathers unfurled, he'll conquer the sky.
So that's the second version. And here is the
in the land of legends, where the stories run deep, there's a hero rising, watch him take the lead. Full of ancient powers from a time long gone, the Canadian Shield, he's a chosen one, with a heart of steel, he takes to the sky, flying high, he's the shield of the North. Yeah, defending justice, fighting for what he is worth. With his might, his strength, he won't be denied. Oh, the Canadian Shield, our hero in disguise. He's the savior we need.
So there we have it. All three versions. What do you think, Tim?
I don't know. I kind of like the first one. I can imagine the first one being because I said I can imagine that being kind of like for the closing credits of a Canadian Shield cartoon.
I don't know how the voice is generated. Who's ever asking?
Pastor Brandon likes the third one.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think metal or light metal or whatever you call it for Canadian Shield. He doesn't seem like a metal kind of guy.
It's just AI generated. I don't know that, JR. I just know Alpha Proto.
What are you doing?
It gave it to me. I don't know how he got the voices. So everybody, Brandon said his which one he thinks is he likes the best. Which one do you guys like the best? Which one of the three did you like the best, Tim?
Again, I'm gonna have to go with one.
Okay, you liked one the best. Brandon says it
It
brings
fits the Canadian Shield, I think.
it brings out 80s 90s superhero to it, and it fits the comics. The third one does, in Brandon's opinion. JR says sounds AI generated to me. Oh, it could be. I'm not sure how he does it. He might use computer stuff to do stuff. I'm not sure who came up with the lyrics. Herman likes the third one. I tend to lean to one. I think working to mold the music would be rewarding. Uh-huh. And I haven't. Well, I'm not. I think I halfly said mine, but I'm not. I don't think I clearly said it. I'm just waiting for everybody to give their response before I give mine because I don't want to influence it. Work with him on the lyrics. They're good, but not popping. Oh, the third one, six was better. The third one there, of course, I think they pop. The lyrics are good, but there's also some things that I think were off for his origin and stuff like that, and the God part. But other than that, the lyrics, I think they're very similar on each of them.
Somewhat. Are these just samples? Because they seem like they're just samples of what he's capable of doing.
Well, it's
Does it
probably
seem like
samples of what he's capable of doing.
Yeah.
I'm not sure whether he's done anything like this in the past. He just did it out of the blue without me asking and shared on my Discord for everybody to listen.
That was awfully nice of him.
Yeah. He said, what did he say exactly on the Discord about it? He said to me, I know you've gone through a lot over the past year. I sympathize. Here are some Canadian Shield inspired songs. I hope you like them. I end up saying theme just because he put theme in the title for them. So.
You ever thought about making a Canadian Shield cartoon?
Oh yeah, I thought about that 20 years ago.
Yeah. Well, I mean, rotoscoping is a thing. That's how they did most 80s cartoons.
Yeah, well, especially like He-Man, She-Ra.
Yeah. I'm sure you could get plenty of volunteers from your church if they wanted to kind of act out scenes, and then you just have somebody animate over them.
Yeah. Now, I'm not sure whether any of them fit the bill over. Well, especially Canadian Shield, but
Right.
but Good Night Spoon. Honestly, what one was your favorite of those three? After you reveal yours, I will reveal mine. And JR says that Xenu guide your way. Can't you download the third possible models? Can't you download 3D possible model people? Are then rotoscoping now? Okay, who's Spoon? I don't remember him. Well, Spoon in his current form was not around when you were here. He might have been around in another form, but I'm not sure. Brandon.
Actually, JR makes a good point. I mean, you can download like models to pose, and then have that. I mean, George Peter Gatsis, I think he does something like that for when he does a comic book.
Okay, he says, I wasn't a fan of the lyrics. It's anime versus 80s. I'll pick 80s. So does that mean you're going for the first one as your favorite of the three? Goodnight Spoon? Because I suppose he knows me when I looked in the chat. Well, no, Brandon, you've been talked about in a good way, I'd say, since while you were here and after you disappeared. A lot of people were compared to being my next Brandon.
Yeah, I think you compared me to being the next Brandon.
Well, it wasn't so much me; it was
Yeah, the chat. So
Yeah.
you're Brandon. I see.
A Good Night Spoon says I never met Brandon 1 or 2. I started around 3 through 7.
No one gets to pick being Brandon. They're chosen.
No, they're just told that you've now become Brandon.
You have now been chosen to be the Brandon. Number 5.
And Brandon says, "Oh, okay, just wondering." And he says, "Yes, the one and only Brandon."
There can only be one Brandon. Be like the Highlander.
Yes.
Brandons can't fight on holy ground.
Well, since Goodnight Spoon sort of answered but didn't completely jet, it's the one.
Is the one.
But my favorite of those three was number 3. It was the more metal or rockish.
Oh, okay. Okay, I see.
It's probably the one that I would go with.
That'd be pretty good for a campaign video.
Yeah. I might even use them for something for that too. You know, obviously ask. And 80s was 3, so anime was 1 and 2.
Yeah, I mean the first one would fit better at the end of a cartoon, at the end of a cartoon or something. But 3 would definitely work on a campaign video.
Yeah. And maybe that's why, because, you know, he's saying 80s was number 3. And And I did grow up watching a lot of 80s cartoons and 90s. Um, the other thing for them too is when I initially listened to them, I listened to them in reverse order. And
Ah,
and the first, what was third was first for me. So I was going to see whether that influenced anybody, the order, and I'm not sure whether it did or not. Hearing that first one first, whether it did anything for influencing you comparing it, because you hear the first one and then you compare the next two with the first one,
question.
right?
Question. If you did a Canadian Shield cartoon, how would it differ from the comic book?
Um, you would see moving stuff, things moving.
Well, like maybe that like would he have a center base of operations? Maybe he when he's at the Canadian Shield, he works at like some kind of campground in Canada or something.
Well, I wanted to stick closely to the thing, the comic book. I wouldn't want to change too much. When I wrote the movie script, um, um, and I did this more because, um, you know, as we know in the comic issue 1, we have an eagle talk to him, right? So like on a small
Hey,
budget,
Fanta.
hey Fanta,
Sorry.
on a small budget, you could, the animatronics and stuff like that you would have to be able to do, or CGI for that. Having an eagle talking to him would be hard to be done. So I put Messenger in there in place of the eagle, and it was almost the same conversation. Let's see. Tried watching the original X-Men cartoon yesterday. It was awful. That's 80s, right? Yeah, I believe so.
No, I think that's mostly 90s. Oh, you mean the
Well,
one? You mean the miniseries?
well, I don't.
The
Put with Pride of the X-Men or whatever.
Friday
When they,
accent. Yes, you mean the one where Wolverine had an Australian accent instead of a Canadian accent? Oi!
yeah. Let's see. Brett says cartoon would have a Batman Beyond type theme.
I'd say more like the original Bat. If you're gonna go for some more
Uh,
serious tone, I'd say the original Batman animated series.
the cartoon would have tentacles. No, it wouldn't.
That's
JR.
getting into anime porn territory. So let's not have any tentacles.
Good Night Spoon says the popular one with the good theme. Well, that would be 90s.
Yeah, the '90s one was pretty good.
Yeah. The popular ones in the 90s. Na, 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 na. I'm getting it wrong. Dun.
Yeah. Yes, none of
It
us have
was
any.
terrible and boring.
None of us have any musical abilities, Rick. We need
Dun,
to
dun, dun,
own up to that.
dun. Yeah. Oh, guess Metal and Fanta did not hear the themes, or were you watching to hear the Canadian Shield themes that or songs or whatever you want to call them that Alpha Proto made? Metal, you're late. I had many mythological questions for you, mostly archaeological. Okay, you know what I'm gonna do? Do I have no? That's the wrong thing. I will do this in the chat. Copy. The ones in Discord that I already heard. Yeah. That's for anybody who wants to come in. How much do you charge to be a fact checker? Oh, which one did you like, Metal, the best of those three? First, second, or third? And his first will be your third, and his third will be the third for him would be your first. What else can we talk about? Oh, there's Brandon. Hey,
Hello.
Brandon.
Hey, Rick.
Long time no hear.
Yes, and it was for a good reason, but
Yeah.
I'm finally done with all this stuff. I'm hopefully back to my normal self. I'm just trying to get my stuff back on track now. Because,
What up?
hey,
Brandon,
I do not remember
Timothy?
you.
Well,
No, of course
Timothy
you don't
was not
remember.
Timothy was not around when you were around.
Yes.
Right.
But
Okay,
they
so
said, for some reason
sorry.
they started calling me the new Brandon.
There's only one Brandon, sir, and that's Brendan Michael Bellinger. Thank you.
Oh, all right. All right.
I'm a Tigger.
Double
That spells Tigger.
Wacky.
Metal answers. Good night, Spoon. I'd have to ponder that. I've never been hired for such a thing before to know what to charge off the top of my head. How about as a writer says, good night, Spoon.
$1 trillion.
Oh, boy.
In Canadian money, so it's just $1.
Yes, too bad it wasn't Hawaiian dollars.
How much would be in Hawaiian dollars? $2?
No, that'd just be a
No,
bunch of
it'd be,
pineapples.
it'd be trillion. Because Hawaiian dollars would be American dollars. Since Hawaii's
yeah.
part of
I forgot about that. Because does anyone remember? Rick, do you remember when I was on and Manny was talking about something? I think it was on one of the Christmas stuff, and I go like, "What? Hawaii's part of America?" Because I did not know that.
yes,
I swear I did not know
remember.
that.
Yes, and that's why I made the joke about Hawaiian dollars right now.
I'm like, how many countries are part of America now? Like, what the heck?
Yes, but that's not a country; it's a state.
Oh, whoops. See, I'm still don't know all that. See,
no other country is part of the states. Anything that is part of the states is all states.
Yeah, we have a few territories.
I can tell.
Hello, Captain Finity.
Well,
hey.
hello.
Hi, Cap.
Oh, hi, Timothy. Hello, Cross Comics. Hello, Mr. Book.
That's Brandon.
Is it? Hello, Brandon.
Hello.
Metal says he preferred the first one. Joshua's here. He's here and says he has returned as the prophecies told.
Foretold, Rick.
Foretold.
And then Timothy says we're all doomed.
Indeed.
That's true.
What's funny about that is when people are wondering where I was, I had a feeling comics like that were going to come up pretty soon. I was right.
Well, you don't have to tell us anything you don't want to tell us, Brandon.
I'm not. I know that. I'm just saying, like.
That's true. You cannot water torture Brandon right now.
Oh, of course not. We're gonna wait for later.
Shut up.
So did you hear the themes, Captain?
Themes? What themes? What are you talking about?
Oh,
No.
he got.
Alpha Proto made some Canadian Shield inspired themes for me, and I
Right.
shared
No, I
shared them.
didn't.
Audio files.
Yeah,
Yeah. Sounds great.
and you probably don't want to hear them, so we'll play them again.
Well, I missed them the first time, so we'll take that, as a hint from the gods. I guess it wasn't to be.
You'll catch
I
it
was
on the.
listening to another channel. I mean, okay, let's explore. I mean, this is new. I'm just absorbing the information. Audio themes for a comic book. So, because I've been thinking about dialogue, like an audio track.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, like they'd probably be used for like a video for a campaign or something.
Right.
Or if per chance I ever got like a television cartoon or something like that.
Right. That's even better. An actual cartoon. No, you're talking my language. A cartoon. Yeah. No. I guess I'm looking for a theme. No. Good idea. Rick is ahead of the curve. Actually. No, I like to generally laugh at people's stupid ideas, but a theme. That's not. Batman's got a theme. James Bond. He's got a theme, hasn't he? Got to have
Yeah.
a theme.
Well, Joshua says I didn't hear them, so I'm thinking he wants to hear them.
You'll probably catch them on the rerun.
Yeah, Joshua, watch a rerun.
We can play them now. I mean, we can't stop you, can we? Are they good? Are they any good, Tim?
They're all right. I mean, like if you had to pick one, like 2 of them would probably be good for a cartoon, but 1 of them would probably be good for a video for a campaign.
The way I felt about it with the third one, that would go good for a comic if you're like doing a commercial. I think it's you, Tim, that said it. I'm not sure who said it, but somebody said like 2 seem more like they were anime type stuff. I kind of agree. I'm like, what the? They were good, but it seemed more like they would fit anime more than they would fit like a regular cartoon.
That would be Goodnight Spoon that said the first 2 were anime-ish. At least in the order that I played them that time. I think I will play them again. Let me bring them up here.
Here we go.
Yeah, as soon as I get everything. Share screen. Entire screen. Make sure
Do the thing.
Hide and
In the land of legends, where the stories run deep, there's a hero rising. Watch him take the lead. One of ancient powers from a time long gone. The Canadian Shield. He's a chosen one with a heart of steel. He takes to the sky, flying high. He's the shield of the North. Yeah, defending justice, fighting for what he is worth. With his might, his strength, he won't be denied. Oh, the Canadian Shield, our hero in disguise. He's the savior we need.
so that was the first one. Here.
From the land of the maple where the echoes sing, a hero rises with ancient wings. Born of the tribe, bound by the land, a force of nature with a mighty hand. He soars to time, defying gravity. Canadian Shield, warriors of old, a legend of strength, a story untold. Across the ages.
All right, can we stop there. Stop. Okay.
What?
Yeah, whoa. Okay, so definitely the first one. I mean, the second one, it's like Moonlight Shadow crossed with, it sounds like, I don't know, like My Little Pony or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
sounds kind
that's-
of
yeah.
weak.
It's
Yeah.
very, it's very, I mean, if that's your target market, My Little Pony fans, Canadian Shield is
Yeah.
hanging around,
The-
they're
the-
looking at his buttons.
There is a third one, but I just
Oh,
want to finish
really?
this being yes. I just want to
Okay.
finish playing this for
Make it
the
quick then.
audience. I will.
You have
Kind
to.
of
I'll wait.
moved to the other one. I mean,
Yeah, the first one's like let's rock. You know, it's kind of
Yeah. The first one, as I've said already, is
very
my favorite.
metal. It's
Yeah.
almost or like 1988 super metal,
Okay,
hard
so
rock, heavy metal.
definitely.
okay, I'm gonna let this finish.
Do you have to? Yeah, no, that's a no. Yeah, what do you think, Simon? Yeah, that's a no from me. Yeah, no, thank you. Oh, we'll call you. Thank you.
We don't think this is working out.
Yeah, I mean, available now on a coming to a shopping mall near you.
This is a hard pass.
Yeah, that's no from me. I'm not investing. That's very dated. That's
I have to
this
agree with
old.
my colleague. This just is not going to hit our demographic.
Yeah, guitar bands are on their way out.
Yeah, it's nice and all, but you're right. It's not my favorite of them.
There's only 3. I mean, all right. Clear number 3, please. Come on in, guys. Okay, so you are.
Time is money. Come on.
From the land of the maple where the
Oh yeah, that's a no.
ring, a hero rises
Check,
with
please.
different wings. For
Thank you.
Do you think we validate parking here?
What is this, Marie McKee or some bullshit? What the fuck?
Nature with a mighty hand.
Right, now this is some hippie nonsense. Why not just bring in a drumming circle and get it over with? Am I right?
Canadian shield, the warrior so bold, a legend of strength, historian.
Yeah, what is this? Canadian Shield meets the Waltons. Am I right?
You'll rise and fight, unyielding power.
Yeah, I'm switching over to the hard rock one. That seems to be
Yeah. I mean, they're all good in their own way, I guess. You know, you got 3 TV shows right there. But yeah, I'm going with number 1. The hard rocking. You know, get your shield. Oh, that's like kick ass. But
actually, I kind of thought about that. Like, you know what? That metal one seems to be.
But yeah, for people that didn't like the Waltons because it was too fucking hardcore, then number 3. And number 2 is kind of like, Shake Your Love. You know, I'm getting Mortal vibes.
Yeah. Number 1 is of those is this time around the number 1 is one that I like the most, the rock one.
Yeah, that is like, I'm going to pillage your village.
Let's see what else we got here. Those fees are.
I mean, Canadian Shield. That's a tough sell outside of Canada because I'm not Canadian. Well, actually, I'm a little bit Canadian, so that's a whole nother. I can show you the flag, but I mean, Timothy, for example, he's not Canadian, so why should Timothy buy the Canadian Shield? He's not. You know what I mean? He's not Canadian. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, why should somebody buy Captain America? That's not American.
Yeah, right. I'll ask the questions, Rick. Right? You don't answer exactly. Why the fuck? Well, that's what I said. And they said, "All right, then, Captain Britain." I said, "Thank you." And right, exactly. So unlike you, Stan Lee, listen to me.
Britain.
Yeah. So the answer to that is Stan Lee said, "Thanks for writing in, Cap. How about we make Captain Britain?" And then, will you shut up? I said, "Yes." Can you say the same? No. You've got Captain Canada, haven't you? Canadian. Do you have a British shield? No, you don't. So that's the answer.
I don't have a British shield, but I did make a character that's supposed to operate during World War I called the Brit.
Okay.
Jeez.
And his sidekick, Limey Boy.
No, and
Limey Boy. He's the cook. They call him the chef.
And I've created an American shield as well. But
because Captain America's not enough.
Yeah. But the thing is, then why at that point it's like, why should anybody read about any character that's in America? Why should anybody watch or read?
Well, no, because that's the point. They don't go on about being American. They hush that shit up. I mean, when you say who cares about any hero, that's the kind of thinking, Rick, that makes binary thinking look complicated. You've gone with mono thinking. Why should I care about anything? Well, The nihilistic argument. You know, you're right. They're just stories, aren't they? They're not real. Why should I care about Spider-Man? I don't like spiders. Neither does my wife.
Well,
You got me, Rick. Tim, I'm going
pretty
to sell all my comics now.
Okay. I'm pretty sure that Captain America isn't really popular outside the U.S., maybe.
It may be a little bit in France, but not anymore, obviously, after what he said.
I don't know. I'm just saying I don't know any information that would suggest that Captain America is popular outside the U.S.
Well, in France, they call him Captain Royale with cheese because of the metric system.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'm not sure how you would judge popularity, but they do sell Captain America comic books.
Sales,
here in
Rick, something
Canada.
measurable like fucking sales.
Yeah. Well, okay, that is definitely a metric for
Thank
sure.
you. Yeah.
I just not
your
sure
vague
what
hippie feelings.
I'm just not sure what the sales are for Captain America here in Canada.
Right.
Because it's not something I follow offhand. Those metrics.
I mean, maybe you're going to get. Let's have a look when you're a year later when you're looking at your Canadian Shield sales. You can see maybe you're going to get more readers in the USA than Canada. Maybe I'm totally barking up the wrong tree, proverbially.
Well, right now, I have more sales in just US for the Canadian Shield than Canada.
See, maybe they love that Canadian shit over there. I mean, dip it in maple syrup. Really lean into that Canadian jingoistic stuff.
I'm not even sure how much people really read Captain America or anything here that much, unless you're extreme comic nerd. Because I noticed that sales for Captain America didn't happen until they had the Captain America movie. Then it kept on with the Avengers, etc. And then now he's out of the picture. Almost technically, there hasn't been that much sales in it as far as I'm concerned.
It depends. They brought back Captain America with the Avengers in the 60s, right?
I don't know anything
Where's
about that.
Captain Canada? Come on, Marvel.
Well, I mean, so he was popular in World War II, and then I don't know if they killed him off or they made it something where he got frozen and then revived in the 60s. Marvel logic. And then, of course, in the 80s, he got replaced by U.S. Agent.
Yeah, and then he also took on a different name a couple times, too. Like Nomad and...
Yeah, they just kind of kept Captain America around. I don't know if he's been super duper popular, but he's usually popular in conjunction with the Avengers.
I'm trying to see whether I can find just Captain America here. Yearly sales, comic book sales by year.
I mean, but Captain America is culturally recognizable, though, when it comes to comic books.
True, and that's
compared to Captain Kangaroo, for example.
Well, I think that guy's recognizable for different reasons.
Yeah,
not in comic books.
Captain Kangaroo.
Although I don't think Captain Britain is actually that popular at all.
Well, Alan Moore wrote about him, so he must be quite good.
Yeah.
Mm.
When it comes to kind of Marvel, though, just kind of anything iconic, you think Spider-Man, Hulk, Thor, Captain
They
America.
mention it. When are we going to get a Captain Britain movie?
Yeah, you better start writing Marvel immediately.
They can write to me.
Yeah, come on, Marvel, damn it.
Boats must be super popular then. I don't know why Goodnight Spoon said that. Oh, and Joshua said, Brandon face reveal. Show us your best dream.
They have sales up the wazoo. Not a sir.
I like to know what a DreamWorks face is because I don't know what DreamWorks face is.
Yeah.
It's just only like, yeah.
the hell does that even
Joshua
mean?
says, spin around a little faster, please. They have sales up the wazoo. Oh,
Oh, sales, get it? Sales up the wazoo. Yeah.
Sails up the wazoo.
But
Joshua says, was anyone really popular other than Spider-Man? And I guess means Marvel. The X-Men?
Wolverine. Wolverine was got pretty popular. I mean,
I think it's popular for everything nowadays because of the new Deadpool 3 movie come out with.
oh yeah, they better not fuck that up because I tell you what, if I watch that and it's a terrible movie, I'm gonna go march to Marvel headquarters and start kicking butt
I can't
in
find
Minecraft.
any. I can't find any sales stuff on Captain America comic books offhand. I look quick, but I can't find so.
Yeah, because when you said not a surf, I thought about that one-hit wonder band in the '90s.
Don't turn around.
No, it's not that one. It's that one. It's that popular
Nice
song.
one is to sing see. She's a very sexy girl. Super freak, super freak. Boom, 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 boom. Can't touch this.
Do we want to touch it?
No.
Yes, we do.
No, we don't.
Depends what it is.
Huh.
Well,
That's true.
good. That works out. What you two don't want to touch it, I want to touch it. So I get to touch it, and you don't. So
I guess it also, like you said, it depends what it is.
exactly, because I'm imagining something good, and you're obviously not. So
Well, then I guess that just makes Captain a touchy-feely guy.
touchy and
Oh,
feeling.
I was right. Not a surf.
You sound almost surprised, Timothy. I was right.
Well, you know, sometimes I think I'm right, and it turns out I'm wrong. So when I'm actually
Right.
right the whole
Which
time,
is most
then-
times.
Right.
Shut up, Rick.
Oh, good one. Good comeback.
I know.
I'm
It's the
right.
best comeback ever.
I think he meant me, Tim, not you.
Oh, okay.
I don't know who I meant. Just whoever felt insulted, it's for you.
All right, thank you.
I just throw things out there. It's amazing, isn't it? I mean, all I say is, well, where's your fucking book? And Vic King gets upset. I'm like, I didn't say you. You know what I mean? Anyway. I go, oh, look at that badly drawn background. And suddenly Dark Rift starts to wig out. I'm like, I didn't say you, but there we are. My book's amazing. So that's the main thing. Just remember, folks, Captain Infinity, best book ever. So get your money out. Get your money ready for Captain Infinity. It's awesome. It's got a plot and a script. It's got characters, all that shit. Yeah.
French made. You can't go wrong.
Ultra violence.
Yes, the ultra violence, the lovely ultra violence.
Got to have some ultra violence. It's a comic book, yo.
Yeah.
Got some ladies, Rick, running around in their lingerie.
Yeah, it's always nice.
French maids. Well, they're not. They're deadly assassins, but they generally dress as French maids.
They'll clean your room and then kill you.
I mean, yeah, exactly. Long story short, Rick Piper, you will buy this book, Captain Infinity.
To not buy Captain Infinity will cause you great pain.
Joshua said Brandon is blue now because of the lighting. He looked blue.
I'm trying not to mention Brandon's vertical camera choice, but I don't like to criticize. But
he's a bit smurfy.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't be smirking with a vertical camera. Make that shit horizontal. Read the room.
And Commodore Jim's got some sort of face there. I'm not sure what that face is.
Yeah.
We'll show his.
Also, it's not my fault that I'm blue. It's because this camera, because it's my mom's phone. after she passed. It keeps doing it. I don't know why it does it. It just does.
Well, sorry to hear about your mom passing, Brandon. I
My
know
condolences.
the
I'm hearing
feeling.
excuses. That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah, I'm sorry about your mom. Yeah, I just saw your video and I got back on your stuff. I'm sorry about that.
I know the feeling for that. When, I think you probably heard my mom pass just a couple months ago.
Yeah, I did. When I went onto your channel, I saw that. I'm like, oh no.
Apparently, I'm an orphan. I tuned into the Vic King show to hear him say Captain Infinity's an orphan. I had to call my mother immediately. I said, "Is this true that I'm an orphan?" She said, "Well, if that's what Vic King said, dear."
Yeah. Are you Polish also?
Who knows? I mean, if Vic King says it, why would Vic King lie? That's the question, isn't it?
Good Night Spoon says it's the auto white balance. The red is overpowering the camera's sensors and dun,
Sensors
da,
kept
da.
saying.
That explains it.
Da-da-da-da.
So how many more pages does Dillard have to do for you for the first book to be done? Or second book?
Oh, not
Whichever.
many. About 320.
320. That's a lot.
That's going to be one big book.
Yeah, it is. It's 360 pages.
Goodness
Okay.
gracious.
Goodness gracious, great balls of fire!
Well, I thought I'd learn a lesson. Now I'm better than George R. R. Martin because I've actually got an ending, a story with a fucking ending. How about that? That's a selling point these days. This story has an ending. It's going to take 360 pages. It's all done. No fucking around. Give us your money. That's right, George R. R. Martin.
You're gonna
I've got
open up an
ending.
Etsy store?
What?
I say you're gonna open up like an Etsy store or go through Amazon.
Who me? Fuck Amazon. I don't know. Whatever it takes. Maybe Rick Piper's going to open a comic shop.
Not anytime soon. I once thought of that idea, but now I just want to.
I might have a distribution hub. I'm currently in negotiations for a distribution hub in Florida. I was going for printing, but they fucked up. So I might have to do the printing here or in China. And either way, then get it sent to the USA from my distribution hub in Florida.
Cool.
May or may not be Fort Lauderdale. I can't say.
I'm not sure who you're getting. Critical Blast might be a good choice too.
I don't remember asking you a goddamn thing. I'll do things my way.
Yeah, yes, I'm not saying not to do it your way.
It was just an idea.
You know, I like Critical Blast, but I seem to be blocked from his chat. He says he's trying to fix it, but why should I spend money on a channel that has got me blocked in the chat? Like Liam Gray.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, no, distribution. I mean, basically, yeah, I'm notoriously, when it comes to business, I don't take advice. I do things my way or the highway. So, thanks. Yeah, I hear good things about Critical Blast. I also hear good things about Dork Grift.
I think Goodnight Spoon thinks you're French for some reason. I don't understand that, but
yeah, sacre bleu.
Suck what?
I said sacre bleu.
He said the blue sack. The blue sack.
Chocolate bleu. However they say it, I don't give a dang.
But Goodnight Spoon wants to know whether Captain would buy his board game.
Yeah, I like games. As it happens, I really like board games. I'm surrounded by 100 board games right now. Is it about the Napoleonic Wars? Yeah, does it exist? I heard you mention it earlier. It doesn't yet exist, right? You're one of those guys. Oh, I've got an idea. Wait, let me know when it's done, then we'll talk.
There you go. There's the answer.
Sorry, I've known too many Vic Kings. Oh, I've got an idea. I'm going to do this. All right, well, when you've done it, when you're at the printers, send me a telegram. You know what I mean?
Well, I guess he's just trying to get a vibe of, like, is there a market for this type of...
Yeah, well, there's a market for things that exist, not for dreams, Rick.
my take on it is if people will buy spray painted rocks, people will practically buy anything.
People buy
Yeah.
anything.
But
But I
unfortunately,
particularly
there's
like
not a
board
market
games.
for
They're
everything out
normally
there.
decent. I mean, what sided dice does he use? How many players are there? What's the minimum and maximum? What's the complexity level? Is there solitaire play? Does it come with pieces? Are they magnetic? Is there a travel edition?
Those are all very valid questions.
They are, aren't they?
Yes, they are.
But do you have answers to those questions out there? Midnight Spoon or whatever your name isn't?
Apparently, he'll see you in 2 years.
He says,
Frenchie.
I'm not crowdfunding.
And for some reason, he still thinks you're French.
Hmm.
Well, I know you're not in Britain, right? But you're in the UK.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter. What the truth doesn't. We live in a post-truth world. Whatever I say, Vic King's going to make a lie up about it. So who I am, where I am, what I am doesn't matter. I'm just a brain in a jar, aren't I? The point is, I've got a book coming out, and I've got a bank account that takes money. So that's all you need to know.
There you go.
Yeah.
You gonna take payments through PayPal maybe or
Yeah, I'll take whatever it takes: cash, PayPal, Visa, whatever, American Express. I'm basically I'm a
where
publisher.
you want to be.
Think of me as a publisher. Captain Infinity Publishing. Captain Infinity of.
Oh, he has actually an
What-
answer for you. 5 players at our best, 1 to 6. What were the other questions? It was faster than I could process.
So many questions.
So do you remember the other questions you asked him?
Yeah, but I've already asked them. So if you didn't get them the first time, you have to rewind. Bo Selector.
What kind of dice says Timothy? Well, is there any dice? How does the movement? Board builder looks like a work placement, but
There you go. He said 6-sided.
Gotta go, guys. Later. Oh, okay. Later, Hunter. Later, Jeff.
Earlier.
Six-sided dice.
The old D6A classic.
Yeah. 4+ to dodge, trap, 6 to disarm.
So it sounds like it's more of a role-playing game type of thing.
Well,
Yeah,
it's
sounds like some combat there.
supposed to be archaeology based, so like there's traps in these,
Oh
holes.
yeah. Sorry.
Think Indiana Jones on a board game.
I actually had an Indiana Jones board game once.
4 actions per player can be divided into movement or action.
The action can be divided into an action.
There's 4 actions per player can be divided into movements or actions. Okay.
So your action can be an action, or it can be movement.
Okay.
Well, is it movement and action?
I just remembered another question you had. See what he says. Is there a single player option? I believe you said that. You asked that.
Yeah, solitaire play. That is correct. I did mention that.
Yeah.
He says yes.
Because he did say 1 to 6 players earlier.
Weird.
5 is the best.
Okay, Rachel Ziegler.
The question is, if it's only one person playing, who wins?
Oh shit!
Oh damn, that's a good question.
Who wins is the one by Fruity from Mrs. Doubtfire.
If you don't play, you can't win.
You
Who is
crazy,
talking
man.
from by Fruity?
Oh, drive-by fruiting. I get it. Yeah, cute.
Who wins? Me, says Goodnight Spoon. Why? Because you bought the game. They bought the game from you. That's why they win. So there's a Garfield movie coming out.
Oh yeah, I know
Oh,
about that.
goody.
Starring Chris Pratt as the voice of Garfield.
Yeah, it's.
It does not look good.
I thought from the promo it looked good.
No, it looks good. I'm saying I don't think it'll feel good with Chris Pratt doing the voice of Garfield because he already did the voice of. Sorry, I got Jolly Rancher in my mouth. He already did the voice of Mario, which surprisingly came out good. So maybe I might be wrong about this new Garfield. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, have you seen the trailer yet? He talks as Garfield in it, so.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did see it. They had it on Facebook. I'm like, what is this? I'm like, oh boy, they're bringing back Garfield.
Yeah.
Who's playing Odie?
Samuel L. Jackson? No. Samuel L. Jackson is playing Garfield's dad.
Garfield's dad?
Yes, they're bringing Garfield's dad into it. I'm not sure whether he was ever in the comic strip
All
or
right,
not.
I'm out. No, there's no Garfield's dad in the comic. That's there you go. Transmedia canonical very similitude. I don't recall being a motherfucking Garfield's dad in a motherfucking Garfield book. That's it. I'm out. I am out.
Well, the cat had to have a mother at some point, and the dad. So.
Not in the fucking books. He didn't.
Well, you never see them, but he had to come.
Yeah, I understand how sex works.
So just the fact that they're introducing it is, I wouldn't say a biggie. It's just as long as they do it
I
right.
think you're completely missing the point of an adaptation. They're completely changing the family dynamic.
Well, they're
I
showing
find
it.
your attempt at a devil's argument is a devil's advocate argument weak and ineffectual. They're totally changing. They basically changed the origin, the setup of the story. I've got 500 Garfield books right here. Not once does he even mention his dad. So fuck that shit. I'm out. You've not convinced me, sir. Good day.
Hey, well,
Oh, he had to have a dad. Yeah, but he wasn't in the motherfucking books. Tim, is this guy with
Yeah.
you? What do you think about this bullshit? See, Tim's not impressed.
Personally,
Maybe-
I knew about him having a dad until they did that, but I'm just curious to
I
see
am
how.
a bagel.
Well, as I was trying to say, as long as they do it well and they keep to this the story, or however you want to say it, the mythos of Garfield, I can't see it being a bad thing. It's only if they do it wrong. You know? And, Garfield's usually only, what, a 6-panel or 3-panel thing. It's a cat that likes lasagna and likes to be lazy and sleep all day and get the dog in trouble.
Who doesn't?
There's not a lot to Garfield beyond that. What?
I said, yes, there is.
Is the Yeah, but in the story, Benita, there's not much beyond that. Hey, comic artist JW. Joshua says maybe it's a new story. What a concept. So we've been going almost an hour, 2 hours here. I think I'm going to end for the night because I need to get some sleep. I'm doing good. comic artist JW. Hope you're doing good. So, Tim, anything you want to promote?
I got nothing to promote right now. I'm working on writing Melvin 4 and Zed and Odysseus #1.
Cool. Brandon, anything you'd like to promote?
To me,
Nothing-
I'm great, thanks. Just
I was gonna
Hey.
say nothing right now.
I was
but,
going to get to you, Captain.
oh, sorry, I didn't hear which name you said. Sorry.
I was gonna
Brandon?
say I have nothing right now, but I'm working on some pyrography. If anyone doesn't know what that is where you stencil pictures into wood. Working on that. I just finished a Wolverine piece. I'm hoping to do more because I want to get back into drawing and doing more projects, which will keep my mind on that in my Bible reading, which I'm looking forward to.
Cool. Now, Captain, anything you would like to promote?
No, I'm good. Anyone out there, if you're working on a book, good on you. Enough respect to all the people working on their books.
Well, thanks for everybody coming on the show, on the panel. Thanks to everybody coming in the chat, stopping by and chatting. It's been great having you all here. We will see you all later. Bye for now. God bless.
Cheers.
Peace.